Oh.
Thank you for coming back. We have a special guest today. I wonder if anybody can tell who this is.
What's this man?
This guy.
I finally met the man, the mysterious, the infamous CJ, Conspiracy John. You were a hit on our last show.
Thank you very much. It's finally good to be here in person.
We're really glad that you decided to come through and yeah.
I didn't even know that our studio had sound equipment.
Oh yeah,
that produced that kind of sound.
Oh, this is high tech.
Well, he
won't have the lights go out.
CJ wants to remember. Well, as long as you don't step on the plug, the lights will stay on. We've had to expand our international studio so that we can have a third, what we probably will have as a permanent guest on the program, because I know he has things he wants to talk about.
Yeah.
I just found out something I didn't even know.
Well, for safety concerns too, he needs to keep his identity.
That's true. He wants to remain employed.
Yep.
And being able to attract customers.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. So after the program, I'll just tell you who he is.
Well, if you're ready to die, then you can release my name.
There goes CJ. Now, I'm hoping everyone knows the man is masked up. Not because of COVID. He's not wearing a mask because of COVID. He's wearing a mask for identification purposes.
Right.
And
which is usually why you should wear a mask.
Which is well,
not really
based on maybe you ought to be wearing a mask.
Well, for identity purposes.
Yeah.
But not for medical safety.
Not for no. I just found out he had COVID. How long ago?
Let's see. When was that?
Well, I see what it affected. I see what it affected. Okay.
I can't continue with this charade.
I'm gonna have to talk normally.
Your vocal cords.
I'll switch
out?
Look, I put the. All
right.
right. So I turned it off. Now you can just. It'll sound normal.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know we had that down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's this bad coffee.
Guess what I just found out? You know they talk about lumber and the price of lumber going out the wazoo.
Supposedly more than doubled, right?
More than that, I hear. It's and you know when it goes out the wazoo, it hurts.
150% a year.
Wow.
This year or in the past 12 months?
Yeah, in the past 12 months, gone up 150%.
So let's say whenever that happens, and then you have something like a flood or a natural disaster, and those people need to build back their homes. Is the insurance company on the who's getting screwed? Somebody is.
I'm sure it's us.
Well, I mean,
but I'm not building anything.
Right, but if you got flooded or if you got your roof ripped off or something like that, where you
got to replace it with like kind and materials. So it's whatever the material cost is at that moment. Then insurance is on the hook.
So I like to build things with wood. I like to do wood. I have a man cave. There's nothing but wood oriented. Yeah. And fortunately, I have a lot of hickory and I have all sorts of varieties of woods to work with.
We need to talk later.
And
you have a wood guy.
I did not know that I was a Renaissance man with wood, that I acquired all these different pieces of wood in not knowing that this shortage, is it a shortage?
No, I don't. Well, the production is, there is a shortage and there for some products, yes, there's shortages. Hard to get.
Well, the other shortage I heard about this morning, actually, really right before the program, I did not know there is a seed shortage.
Seed?
Yes, triple S.
Sunflower seeds? I went to a baseball tournament this weekend. There's not a shortage of sunflower seeds. They had them everywhere.
No.
He's talking about
seeds
food.
To grow.
He's talking about food.
Seeds to grow things. I think my brother told me he's kind of along the same lines as me in the conspiracy realm.
What are his initials?
His initial is CG.
Conspiracy George.
Or it could be CC.
Conspiracy Casey.
Yeah. Yep.
Give me
Said the
his
seed
address.
companies are holding back 60% of their seeds right now.
Because
that was from the owner of the hardware and seed place, the farm supply place. It said that's what
The local guy?
Oh, it was in New Orleans,
New
Jefferson Parish. Close.
They're holding 60% of their product away from the public that wants to buy it.
The manufacturer is
Yeah, the seed company.
Well, the producer.
the producer of the seed company.
Yes.
And they're doing that. You know why?
Well, I'm sure there's a conspiracy.
That's why we have you here.
Conspiracy.
We wanted you live.
A coincidental thing. I think they're worried. I think they're worried about what's happening.
Because of international insurrection, or
Check.
The planet will become incinerated because of global warming,
Solar flare,
solar flare,
EMF.
EMP.
oh,
EMF.
yeah.
EMP weapon.
Yeah.
Man,
From who do you think? Was that Korea, China, or Russia, or Iran? Yeah, now if it occurs if that happens, the way they say it would happen, they would throw our country back into the Middle Ages when there's no electricity for anything,
And we're going to need some seeds.
and we're going to need seeds.
Because we're going to have to grow some stuff.
We're going to need water too.
We're going to need
We
water.
need water. You can't just dip a pail out of the creek out here and start drinking.
No.
That's well, I haven't heard about that EMPs lately. That's something that's been out of my mind, and I bet that's been out of everyone's. No one's really thinking about EMPs.
Well, isn't that something right up China's alley? I mean,
I'm sure they would like for it to be.
since the biological warfare didn't really.
They tried COVID, and COVID started from China. They were aiming for you since you had it, and apparently
I heard
you ticked
somebody
them off.
told me that
They got it pretty quick.
their theory was the purge. It's like everybody trying to get all the little older than baby boomers and baby boomers off the payroll. So send out you're simultaneously working on a vaccine, and then you let a virus that comes out that affects
Kind of wipe out
the
the obese
elderly.
ones and
all the people that are going to be a hindrance on the payroll, and then you're able to at the same time print money and distribute to the younger healthy ones to kill the motivation, and all of a sudden, bam, communist country.
Boom. Like that. Quick, easy, dirty.
Oh, you two are really something else. I haven't quite thought that through like that. That's kind of negative thoughts.
Evil people are sometimes they can be pretty smart and clever. I don't know.
Well, that's
They come, and it could,
is that why you have your 23 weapons?
Yes. Oh, that's just one model.
Oh, just one model of a weapon.
Right.
Wow. Do you keep them in a secret underground bunker there?
No,
No,
they're in a safe.
They're ready access.
they're in a safe. Yeah.
Well,
I sold all mine.
I sold mine too, and I sold that M1A1 that you were talking about. And I
That's
sold
an Abrams tank, isn't it?
It could be. It could be.
You have a tank?
Yes, I had.
We need to talk about wood and tanks later.
I am fully armed and with a tank, but all my hand weapons I've sold because I didn't want them in the house. I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, you can escort me to my fields
Okay.
when I go to harvest.
To plant your seeds.
Right. And then because there's gonna be some people following us.
Do you have seeds?
No, my brother did buy some seeds. He was looking at.
So you never planted your seed.
He was looking at 2,000 pounds of lentils. Not 2,000. I think it was 1,400 pounds. You know how much lentils are going for right now?
No.
About $2 a pound.
What do you use them for?
You could give lentils away a year ago.
Well, what are they used for?
And they're
Lentils are wonderful. They're about 25% protein. Okay, so
What's it look like?
highly dense
I think that's what you
protein.
what you make.
Lentil soup.
Okay, I've heard of it. I've never had it.
Have you made lentil soup?
Yeah, lentil soup. That's an Italian staple. Remember, my wife.
I do remember your wife and the 2,000 family members that you
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
And,
That's what my brother was going to buy the lentils for, was to feed her family. And figured, got to start with a minimum of a ton of lentils to take care of that many Italians. They can eat some lentils.
How much acreage does he have, or is he just doing this in his backyard?
Well, he has about a tenth of an acre, I think, in Metairie. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Big plot of land.
He's a land baron.
Yeah.
Land baron in Metairie.
He likes to grow though. He has collard greens. He's got mustards. I'm sorry. He just harvested his mustard green seeds.
Okay.
So those all just went to seed. And so he harvested all those and saved those. I think he's got some collards.
Now, why?
Maybe on the way.
Why would? Who were you talking to? What forced you to find out, or what put you in the position to find out that there was a seed shortage?
Well, we are always talking about growing crops. We have some land in North Louisiana, and we have some fields, and we're always threatening to plant those fields with different crops. But being that it's 200 miles away, it's hard to maintain those fields. So we don't end up planting them. I do mow them with a bush hog tractor.
Yeah.
I keep them
Once
clean
a year?
though.
Once a year?
About twice a year.
Twice a year?
Yeah.
How large of a what?
We got about
what kind of acreage?
10 acres of
10 acres of mowable, plantable grounds.
of arable land. Yes.
And it means it can grow things on it.
Yeah. Arable.
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 It means it can grow things on it.
Yeah.
Not aerating the ground with little punch holes.
But that means you can grow things too.
Good. CJ is now a part of, he's going to be the duo. Russell's retiring.
I'm just thinking.
Well, please don't.
I might be messing up y'all's
It hurts.
y'all's key.
No. I have my.
I'm trying to figure out the seed thing, because so sunflower seeds, I can't make sunflowers.
You can make sunflowers out of sunflower seeds unless
Not
they're salted.
roasted and salted.
If they're salted, you can't do
Well,
it. But
they
you have to have raw
These had ranch.
ranch dressing on
They
them.
had like a powdered ranch.
Maybe that was
That
fertilizer.
was pretty good. That could have been. I'm telling
You
you.
gotta be careful what you eat
We were in
nowadays.
Texas. There was a lot of them.
I grew a sunflower once, a massive amount of sunflower seeds right in the middle of it.
Were those the black ones, the oil
Yeah.
seeds?
Yeah.
That's what they get the sunflower oil from, the black seeds.
This man is a plethora
The
of
ones you
information.
spit everywhere, or I don't know what those are called. Jumbos.
Plethora.
Those are
Yeah.
David sunflowers.
I am just.
That's right. That's the company.
Yeah, or,
That was on the
or
back.
spits.
I think there's Logan's has one.
Logans.
They might have one.
So when you
I'll take
go
those
to
royalties.
buy seeds, right now you can't find them, or they're just they're just not, they're selling at an
They're
extremely high
scarce.
price.
There's scarcity, and they're expensive.
I did not know this.
Lentil's the only one, or all kind of? Are there other seeds?
There's
that are
other
scarce?
all kind of seeds are they're holding back on them. Yep.
Cattle, they have cattle seeds because they're going to have a shortage of cattle.
No, I hadn't seen any of those.
I think they carry their seeds around with them.
Well, you're right. They're probably ready.
I think they grow out of those little patches of mud that they put down.
That could that. I know it smells like it.
I don't know.
I know it smells like it. Well, you two have got me dumbfounded. I'm actually found dumb.
What
I knew that CJ was going to call in. I didn't know that we were actually going to have CJ here. So this is really
This is
kind
good.
of exciting
This is a
for
good
our program.
surprise.
Yeah, I just happened to be in the neighborhood at the right time, right place.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because our international headquarters is hidden.
But I heard y'all talking on the phone because I got y'all's phones tapped. So I was like,
That's true. That was
When we called him,
we called him
yeah.
on my phone.
yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
Lord.
Russell called me and said, hey, buddy. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, I was
Just
kind of
like
expecting that.
type it in.
I'll be there in about 30 seconds.
Now
Pull it up.
in your family, does your family just Are they all conspiracy people?
No.
No,
No.
is it just you?
Just the younger ones
You and your brother
and the cousins.
and the cousins.
Yeah.
And so you think our nation is doomed?
No, I don't think we're doomed. I think the good guys are going to come through. I have faith.
That's the way I
I
feel.
have faith in God. I have faith in my country. I have faith in good. So I do. I do think the good guys are going to come through. I think.
You just have to be
I think
careful.
the world's going to see it. I think the world is
That's
about
what- that's what
is
the
about to
battle-
see just how bad some of these folks are. And you know, I don't think it's a left or a right. I think it's a good thing about good and evil. And I think everyone on each side can agree that there's bad and there's good. And it's pretty black and white. It's pretty clear, you know, if somebody's doing bad stuff, that they need to be taken care of, dealt with.
Like removed from office.
Yes.
Politically.
Yes.
I agree with that.
So-
but the Battle of Athens,
Civilly. I knew you were going with this.
Civilly.
civilly,
Yeah, I don't think fighting's gonna do
No.
much good.
Fighting doesn't seem to help
I
every
mean,
time.
but you gotta be ready too, though. Somebody comes knocking on your door, and they want to harm you or your family.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, it's a great equalizer.
that's the reason I have a tank.
Park in your front yard.
We sleep in the tank. It works pretty well, and so I'm hoping that the good does.
Now how
Come
is,
back.
how is this all going to affect my
Your retirement
my,
plan.
my cryptocurrency investments that
Oh, it's going to shoot through the roof.
Okay, I'm
until
hoping so.
the good guys take over and we make you realize
and
that
then
was
it's all
all
gone.
farce.
I know.
It was a
Oh,
farce.
Elon said it. He likes crypto now again.
Yeah, I
He
forgot
did?
the name
After
of
he
it.
after he tanked Bitcoin for a
He
little
tanked
bit.
Bitcoin for a little bit,
Yeah.
but I forgot the name of the one that he's going with. Doggone it! I saw that this morning. And,
Is it Dogecoin? Is
that,
it a
I think
different
that is. I think that's it.
one? Dogecoin is the one that he was pushing.
I think that was
And
it.
then, but that it doesn't do anything.
I think it's like a parody crypto.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like it's a made up crypto.
It's
a
like
made-up coin.
you know, it's like candy cigarettes. You
That's
know
a
when the candy cigarettes you get as a kid,
Yeah. And I think you can
it
blow.
just blows.
It's just
big
like
smoke.
dust. Yeah.
You know,
You know what we?
Well, they need to bring those back.
Talking-
they do.
Well, there was a reason they got rid
Those
of
were the
it.
good old days.
They were,
Kids could go around pretending to smoke
Yeah.
cigarettes.
And then it led them to all develop lung cancer.
you could smoke in an airplane.
Kids got lung cancer at the age of 12.
That's not true.
Just from sucking on candy cigarettes.
That's a conspiracy.
That's well, think of
No, they just got
The same amount of people.
you know what he's
Say-
talking about. What old
say-
CJ here is talking about. It does. I think about the fact that in politics today, whether it's state or federal, you have people that are simply interested in keeping their job. All they want to do is say something to you and me that sounds like something we like, so that we'll vote for them again, and they stay in office, and they stay in office and office and office. I'm for term limits.
Yeah. Well, like
Amen.
what you just described is in essence the definition of a politician, or like they're doing the work of the constituents, as they say. So what they do is to do the work of the constituents, you have to walk around to each constituent and talk to them and be like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I can get behind that. And then they go to the next guy who's got maybe the same idea, maybe a totally different one, and he's like, I understand what you're saying, and I can get behind that. But they talk with their thumbs up, and I can get behind that. And they talk to this person, and they say, I understand, and they go down, and that's the thing. They're just sticking that thumb all up in the.
So it's a thumb sticking issue.
It seems like
It's a thumb sticking issue.
But it seems like the only thing I can equate to it is like whenever you're in grade school or in school and you're running for class president. That's you're grooming politicians.
Free
like that.
candy.
Yeah.
Free candy every week. You know, ice cream in the cafeteria every week.
So
Oh,
that explains why I
Hershey's
didn't win.
syrup on every table.
Sounds
That
like a good
explains
idea.
why I didn't win.
Yeah.
Well,
They're squirting Hershey syrup all over the country right now. They're just they have nothing to stand on except Hershey syrup.
And so it's
And I like syrup.
well,
I
yeah, I do
really
too, but I
do.
like it on top of ice cream mainly.
I do like it on top of ice cream. I'll put it on
I don't
there.
like it in my hair.
I'll put it on steak.
Yeah, I know.
Put it in your coffee.
Ooh, sometimes he might want it on his chest, but we don't talk about it.
No.
I try to stay away from that. He brings that stuff up, and I just say, "Oh,
I'm a
my
family
Lord."
man now.
You
Whenever
know,
it's not in the summertime, but like more in the wintertime.
It's in wintertime.
It's a
you're
fall.
right. In the summer. That's true. In the wintertime, he likes that chocolate that kind of turns into a shell.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps the heat in.
Yeah, it's like insulation.
His clientele really is impressed.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Hey, you're the one that brought it up.
Well, okay.
But anyway, you got all these guys and gals
Covered in syrup.
You cannot tell.
Yeah.
How do
But if
people
you
like
had
Nancy
turned
Pelosi
one-
and Chuck Schumer continue to get elected?
Man, I saw a speech from Chuck Schumer with he was in a church, I guess. What was it, in a what do they call it, in the Jewish
synagogue?
It was a synagogue, and he was talking to the people about how big of a proponent Obama was for the state of Israel, and so I think
Proponent?
right, which didn't seem
Really?
like that was the case when he got into office.
No.
Because it's funny, but it's a video of him, and he seems, and me not being Jewish, never been to a synagogue, he seems believable in the way that he talks, and I think
Got his thumb up.
yeah, well, I couldn't see his thumb, but he was definitely, it was somewhere. And so that's what they do. They just tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's it.
And then there's no repercussions, because if it doesn't go the way that they said it, they don't care.
I know that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck seem to have been in office forever, and Joe Biden in office forever. They never had a real job. They've never had a real job.
Yeah.
And all they've ever known in their adult life is politics. And I think that
Biden, yeah, he was
I don't
raised cattle, I think, and he was, he had a little shop, a little hardware store, I think, down there in Delaware.
No, those are all in international locations, and they ship the money.
He's
to
in
them.
logistics.
He's in logistics. All they do is they send the money to.
He's like
to
George
Delaware.
Costanza. He was doing like what does he say?
Oh, what was that guy's name?
Not the Vandalay.
International
Not the,
exports.
yeah,
Export.
I
import.
meant to exports and imports.
Yeah.
Vandalay was the architect.
Vandalay.
That was such a good.
Art Vandalay.
Yeah.
Art, that's it. That's where Biden learned a lot of his stuff.
But I mean, the guy has been in public office for 50 years.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a job.
He imports money and exports.
He does. And
been-
exports our jobs.
Right.
Exports our jobs. And how do you like the fact that the first day he's in office, he shuts down the Keystone Pipeline construction?
Yeah. That was
3
nice.
months later, he ends the sanctions on the Russian pipeline to Germany.
Yeah.
So they can.
How convenient.
Yeah, it does. It's.
You see how this works into the purge? I'm telling you, you make it painful, and then you give the Hershey syrup,
That's what they're doing.
and everything just falls into place.
You don't want the syrup.
No,
if
I
you
don't
already
want-
can
no.
buy your own syrup.
If you can buy or grow it.
So you got to get rid of, you got to control the syrup.
So
That's right.
So this is where the EMP is coming from.
Which is the scary thing about the EMPs and the digital currency.
No, and to talk
Because-
to talk about. Have you ever thought about an EMP and the effects that would have?
I tell you what, I would be able to just hang out and play the guitar and not be worried about it.
I would not.
That wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work. The lights.
The
wouldn't
lights
work.
wouldn't work. Your car wouldn't drive.
My-
Your tractors won't drive.
My generator at home. My home.
Hey, your tank won't work.
The Abrams probably would.
Maybe.
The Abrams probably would because it's almost like a
Everything
fairway
goes back to
cage.
just mechanical.
But yeah, anything electronic, it's gone.
Electronic
It's
is
gone.
gone.
That's
So
all.
you just need combustion.
The real conspiracy guys have they have carbureted cars. Pre-microchip.
Mm.
So cars from the 50s.
A 50s Chevy pickup truck is like,
That'd be gold.
it's gold, baby.
That would be
It's
gold.
with clean carburetors and some non-ethanol gas in it.
Unless the ignition, the starter gets, maybe that gets fried. I guess you can do that, but your battery may be dead.
That's the thing. If all the electronic, how do you?
It's the
How do you get it
microchips.
back?
It's all the chips and stuff. It's all the sensitive electronics.
Okay, I got you. Not like because
The
electricity,
heavy electrical mechanical is going to work, but
Yeah.
all the computers are going to be.
But they just have to be rebuilt.
It's a 2-year restart.
You just have to rebuild.
China, yeah, they're talking about a lot of people.
2
dying
years,
there.
we'll be in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to move up north. It is too hot down here.
Yeah, but it gets cold in the winter.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I'll move back down south. I'll be.
You're like a goose. An
I'll
inverse
have
of a
to
goose.
walk up to
Yeah.
wherever. It's
Just like what was that, Oklahoma, maybe just stay there. Just watch out for tornadoes.
Hey, North Louisiana is not too bad.
Northway's not so bad, but in the summer it can get hot.
It gets
can
hot,
get
but hey, evening,
But,
you get a nice little cool breeze. You're like, what is that?
maybe we could walk
Down
to
here,
north-
it's like,
west-
yeah.
No,
There's no
down here it's
breeze.
constant humidity.
Yeah.
The,
Man.
Get out of me! Get out of me! What is that? It's just the humidity.
That's right.
Yeah!
It's like a blanket.
And it's not cozy.
I think I'm going to walk to North Carolina and western part of North Carolina where the
Yeah.
mountains are and
Bring it back to Tennessee.
That's nice. That's real nice.
oh gosh, 20 years ago, there was a guy at the church that I belonged to. He wanted to donate some property in North Carolina to the church, so that the church would have property available that kids, youth mainly, could go to North Carolina and camp
During an EMP attack?
No, this goes way before EMPs were even thought about.
This was
And,
nuclear.
so he arranged for us to fly out to see this piece of property. And so he was a pilot, so he borrowed a Learjet, and we took off in August too. It was 150 degrees here. We took off at 7 o'clock in the morning. Got to North Carolina at 8, and we drove around all over that area of North Carolina, and we were back home by noon. And people, when I got into work that day, that afternoon, these people said, "Where have you been?" I said, "North Carolina."
Yeah.
They said, So
Right.
I've always wanted to have a Learjet, and that's the reason I've always favored North Carolina, because in the middle of August it was really nice. It was really nice.
I like the Learjet idea.
The Learjet was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's the only way to fly.
Yeah.
And China, you talk about EMPs and Biden. We give China way too much freedom. We let those guys take us economically. They cheat. There's nothing that they can do that's original.
They're bad.
They are. They are.
man.
China bad.
They've got all those kids making those shoes. They're good for the NBA. I'm just saying. They are. I can get on board with they're not good people, but I mean, who's gonna make
Who's going to make your shoes?
Who's gonna make your shoes?
There was
New Balance. They make them in New Hampshire, don't they?
I thought
They cost like $3,000 a pair, but they're nice shoes.
But that's the thing. So like, if you want to pay a whole
can do
lot,
it.
you can do it. But if you want to have
I got some Red Wings.
There was
They're made in
there was
Red
a day.
Wings.
There was a day when
Michigan,
I
Wisconsin.
was
can't
barefoot.
can't play basketball in Red Wings.
They need to start making basketball shoes.
Maybe I would too.
Some Air
The old-fashioned ones.
Oh,
Conspiracies.
no,
Some
they're Red Wings. You can fly. They're
Some high tops.
Red Wings.
Yeah,
they're high tops.
I grew up with just the cheapest tennis shoes
Chuck
you could
Taylors?
Chuck
find.
Taylors.
We called them cross-country tennis shoes. They were
Just leather
Kinda-
straps.
uh,
Like a piece of
Made from-
rawhide from the bottom of the foot.
Made from some type of palm tree.
It was a long time ago, obviously.
Jesus, Sam.
Wait, at least you had shoes. I didn't even have shoes.
Well, you were in North Louisiana.
Right.
There's a lot to be said about
Burlap
that.
sack underwear.
That,
Yeah. You get used to it though. After scar tissue forms.
That's like,
my brother's fraternity during their Hell Week of initiation, the pledges had to wear burlap underwear for the week. It was rough. It was rough.
Man.
that's horrible.
And they, at least Preston got Mom to use. I think they used like 3 bottles of fabric softener.
Yeah.
And it actually made it a little
Made
bit
it
more
better.
supple,
Man.
but it was still burlap. Most of his other pledge mates didn't do that.
Yeah.
They paid a price.
Oh, yeah.
They paid a price.
I don't know what would be worse, the fabric softener or the burlap. On my end, fabric softener makes me want to jump off a building.
Well, they rinsed it pretty thoroughly.
Okay.
So I mean, it was just it was the burlap.
Man.
I can just be in a room with fabric softener and I'm out. I'm done. I'm gone. There's some weird chemicals in that stuff.
So you don't live with things that might make life better.
No. I don't do fabric softener.
Do you?
Look that up. Fabric softener, bad stuff.
The scented or unscented?
All of it. What makes the fabric soft? Do you think it's just love in a bottle? Or do you think it's some type of chemical? It's a chemical that sits on the clothes. Like, I'll look like I had a fight with with about 5,000 hornets if I have fabric softener on my clothing.
So you're allergic.
Highly allergic.
Yeah,
You are highly allergic
highly
to fabric.
allergic.
So
Yeah.
Not because it's a conspiracy, but it's because of physical attributes.
Yeah.
Wow, well, I'm glad to know that. So now you just told China what takes you out.
Yeah, they can keep the water torture and just drip Downy on me, and I'll spill whatever they need to know. I'll give it to them if they just turn off the fabric softener drip.
Well, that's
Yeah,
that's it. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I've never known anyone that had an allergy to fabric
but they
softener.
can't see me with this disguise,
How about
so I'm safe.
those the dryer things?
Yeah, you can have those too.
Those
Yeah.
that cause a problem too.
Yeah, suppose those will keep deer out your corn or your peas.
Really?
Yeah.
So fabric sheets that you put in dryer sheets will keep
Yeah,
predators out of your garden with the seeds that you can't get?
maybe.
No.
There's really nothing that'll keep a deer out of the pea patch.
Supposedly, human hair.
Seen it
Only
used,
for a short
didn't
amount of
work.
time.
Yeah, they get used to it and they just hop on in there and just. My dad, he had about a half acre of peas planted. They just sprouted, and they're about that tall. And in one night,
They're all gone.
wakes up the next morning, beep, nothing but red dirt.
That's just sad. That's sad. That's sad.
Watermelons, they'll take the
Take the
paws and they'll hit holes in the watermelon. Sit there and eat your watermelon. A raccoon will cut a hole with his little paw, his little fingernails, make a tiny hole. You'll never see it, and he'll reach his hand in his little human-like hand, and he'll reach in there and just wear it out. And you'll look at that pretty watermelon. And you flip it over. There's a little hole in it. Like, dang it! Raccoons.
Have you seen people at your house at night? Are people chasing you? Or do you feel like people are looking into you, to your existence?
I'm kind of careful on talking on the phone.
Well, you weren't too careful when we called. You weren't.
What? We didn't get real deep. We didn't get
Well,
real
that's
deep.
true. We only had 10 minutes.
I'm keeping
We
it
only had
light.
10 minutes.
I'm gonna have to go in a second.
I know you have another.
I'm running long.
Another appointment.
Yeah, we got So the synopsis.
The synopsis.
There's
there's
no
no
seeds.
seeds. Lumber prices
Lumber
are through
prices
the
going
wazoo because no one's really producing it.
Elon's big on crypto.
Elon's
again.
big on crypto again, a particular kind of crypto.
I think he's buying and selling it.
Yeah.
He's working it.
You know, I feel sorry for.
That's a lot of power.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, now there you go. There, talk about
Follow the
conspiracy. Think of all these tech companies, the bazillionaires, the politicians that want to keep power.
Yeah.
The corporations in our country. Half of the corporations seem to be woke, and if you're not woke, they don't like you. And
As long as I get my
So
As long as I get my tennis shoes.
we've got, well,
That's all I'm.
apparently after the EMP, you're not
I'm
going to
gonna
have shoes.
Oh yeah, no, they'll still be working.
You can't have the light up shoes with the LEDs in them.
Well,
That's
you know,
okay.
So
I don't wear those anymore.
I'm glad those went. That was a quick fad that went away quick.
well, okay, I'll throw mine away. Doggone it.
Now
Sorry.
some headlights in a pair of shoes would be interesting.
That's a good idea.
Rewind that. Delete that.
No, I like it. That goes in. That goes in.
Headlights.
Someone may make it.
Headlights on tennis shoes.
Headlights on
Yeah.
tennis shoes. Will you come back?
Sure.
So you would participate in conspiracies? See, I really want to get your feelings because Russell believes in them and I don't. UFOs, ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts?
Ooh.
Do you believe in ghosts? I don't either.
Spirits?
No, not alcohol. I'm talking about ghosts.
It depends on how much spirits I've had.
You know,
That's a tough one.
I don't believe in
That's a tough
that. When you click through the channels when there's nothing to watch, which is basically 24/7,
All the time.
you're clicking through channels and you get, I don't even know the range that these all seem to appear in, but they have these ghost shows where the people are in buildings that are supposedly haunted. And they've been doing this for decades.
Right.
If they really had something that they could prove, someone would put that out already.
But that's the same thing they say about Sasquatch.
I don't believe in Sasquatch because I don't think that's. I think with all the forest cameras that are out there, there are probably 15 bazillion cameers out there.
He's smart enough.
He's smart enough to.
If he hasn't
to
been
skip.
seen yet.
Well, that's like dodging raindrops by thinking you're going side to side, dodging the
He's
raindrops.
shifty.
He's
is.
shifty
He
squatch.
only wants to be seen when he wants to be seen.
And UFOs. You know how they've been talking lately about UFOs and the government's is.
Have you seen the videos?
I've seen videos, but I don't believe that there are two thoughts that I have on it. One is that our military is so far advanced that it's something that we have, and we're just.
You got to stay ahead of it. If it gets out, the info gets out.
Yeah.
How do you stay ahead of it?
Well,
By the time
imagine
we know
a
about it.
conspiracy.
If they're letting this stuff out now, imagine what they have that goes beyond that.
Oh,
Because back in my day, when I was at LSU, the big spy plane back then was the SR-71,
Ooh, the Blackbird.
the Blackbird, and I saw one of those once. He flew into Shreveport. I went and talked to the pilot, and I said, "What time did you leave?" He said, 45 minutes ago. I said, "Whoa!"
Where did he leave from? California?
San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco, and got to Shreveport in 45 minutes.
That's
I said, I want to do that. But anyway, I was thinking that plane was designed back in the 50s. And so if you get something like that from the 50s, imagine what our guys have got now.
Oh, there's people right now in a parallel universe watching this.
And that's the other thought about UFOs, that there's some sort of dimensional
Yeah. That
crossover.
propulsion, that negative space propulsion.
I do believe in extra dimensions, and there are other dimensions. We live in the third dimension.
That could be ghosts.
Yeah, where's your ghosts at? Your ghosts are just crossing over and they're just sticking their toe out. You ever seen just a toe in a room? That's just somebody sticking their toe out of a dimension into another dimension.
I've not seen a toe.
It's something in your peripheral and you thought,
I've not seen a toe.
I think I saw one this morning. It could have been this old alley cat that hangs around my shop, but could have been another dimension.
It could be a dimensional thing. I think I've lost the dimension.
I need to exit this dimension because I'm late for my appointment.
Oh, okay. Well, would you tell them why? And I'm sure that they'll tell you that that's okay.
I have an appointment.
Next week, this man's going to come in with heavy, detailed. I don't even know what.
Or I might call. But now that you know what I look like, you have a reference.
I don't even know what this man looks like.
Not giving it up.
But I do know that with his gator, his lips look like fish. and so
Rain bad.
CJ, I appreciate you wanting to surface just and expose yourself.
That's a rainbow trout right there. I got that in Montana. See it?
You know, maybe you're exposing yourself a little too much.
There's not many of these gators running around Baton Rouge, but I'm maskless now, so hey.
The first time that Russell, we were on this program, he tried to expose himself. And I said, that's not what we're talking about.
Oh, we had to.
He thought he worked for one of the major networks.
Yeah,
We had to retake. Yeah.
We had to,
like,
we had
wait,
to kind of
That
start
was,
all
a,
over.
that was a whole Hershey syrup episode.
That sounds like my cue to leave.
All right. Thanks.
It exposed me.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Where's the Sandman?
Bye, guys. Bye.